Hi, my name is Taylor Sturtevant. I am the head of customer success for US and APAC for Brand Metrics. So, at my role at Brand Metrics, I work hand in hand with my clients and I do my best to be a partner to them. My clients will come to me with needs that they are very likely having come down from their bosses that they need to have fulfilled. And as the head of customer success, I want to make sure that their needs are met in any way that's possible. I thrive in just speaking with my clients, understanding what the fundamental underlying goals are that are then driving the questions that they're asking me. Because a lot of the times, the questions that they ask aren't actually addressing the needs that they have. And that's a very specific distinction that can really make a difference between fulfilling a request and actually meeting the needs in hand. The reason why I joined Brand Metrics is actually a very funny story. I was working at another job. I had no intention of leaving. I actually had a promotion on the line. Actually, I'd already gotten it technically. I was just waiting to have it be announced. And my boss started looking for a new position. And she saw the job opening with Brand Metrics. So she applied and she interviewed. And it was quickly discovered that it wasn't what she was looking for. But she loved her interview with the team and she loved the people. And she told them, I'm not a good candidate for you, but I have the right person and I'll connect with her. So she comes to me and tells me, I need you to take this interview as a favor to me. And I go, okay, like I'm so swamped with work. I'm thinking of all these things. Like I'm not ready to change jobs, but okay, I'll give it a shot. So I get on a call and I have the first interview and I'm like, okay, these people are really nice. This is interesting, but I'm still not convinced. And then I had a few more interviews and I was like, gosh, these people are so nice. I'm still so hesitant about switching over. And then I finally got on a call and started talking about the methodology and the algorithm and the math behind it. And I'm kind of a dork and I'm definitely a nerd when it comes to mathematics and research. And the approach that Brand Metrics took was, it was almost so perfectly obvious. I couldn't believe that no one else in the industry had ever thought of it. And it was so utterly brilliant that I was like, if I don't come and work at this company, I will be restricting myself of the opportunity to learn from people who are clearly smarter than me. And you always, if you start to be the smartest person in the room or think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I was really excited to be the least intelligent person in a room and just soak up all that knowledge from the people around me. So that is the reason why I decided to join the team. I am really proud about the customer success role at Brand Metrics. I started back in 2021. I was the first US official hire, and we had, I think, 4, maybe 3 US customers at the time. And now I'm juggling 21 of them, I think. 20 or 21. So customer success has been such a critical role in expansion in the US market. And the US market is a gold mine, it's the cash cow. So being able to be at the forefront of that growth and knowing that it's the relationships that we're building with our clients that are keeping them on, and being there to understand the American culture and be able to address it without any hesitancy, because I live here, I know what I'm doing, has been fantastic. So I honestly think that the most important aspect of a customer success team at my company, at any company, is really recognizing that the reason why they exist is to build those relationships with clients and maintain them. And those relationships are what set you apart from something like customer support. There's a lot of companies out there that have customer support folks that answer requests, get in tickets, and things are handled. But when you have a client success team, you have come over that threshold into building relationships with clients, managing those relationships, growing them. And when you have a close relationship with a client, it gives you that sense of trust. Everyone is human. Things will happen, mistakes will be made. When you have no sense of trust or loyalty or friendship, when there's no relationship and something goes awry, it's very easy to walk out the door. But when you know that person, when you know that team, when you understand that this is not a normal situation for them, because you have the relationship to know who they are, it gives you a lot more leniency in just being human. It also opens up so many doors when it comes to testing. Your clients become your partners. They recognize and see the passion in your eyes, and they recognize that passion inside themselves for whatever topic it might be. And instead of being hesitant about a test, maybe it won't go right, maybe it'll be this investment and nothing will come out of it, and we don't know who you are, so it's not something a risk we're willing to take. When you know the person that you're jumping into the pit with, you have a better sense of confidence that you guys are going to make it back out alive. And I really feel like so many companies overlook that aspect and start to lump customer success with the concept of customer support, which, don't get me wrong, is still an unbelievably difficult job and amazingly valuable. But customer success does differentiate itself by taking that extra step beyond it. In order for a customer success team to be successful, especially in an ever-changing, fast-paced environment like ad tech, it's really important that we have the freedom to be able to develop those relationships in whatever way it might be. The world has changed so much in the last 4 years. I don't need to expand into why. We all know why. We lived it. But there's so many folks that are now remote, and you're not necessarily all in this city hub like we used to be, where you would just pop in or potentially even see them at a favorite lunch spot. We are now living in a world where everyone's in their own siloed space, and you need to find a way to, for lack of a better word, penetrate that space and help them show that you guys want to build a space together so you can collaborate and become partners. And that can be really difficult when you don't have a team that supports that. So I really think that for customer success to be as impactful as they can be, you really need to foster an environment where they have the freedom to develop those relationships, go beyond those remote boundaries, and actually be able to get face to face with a client and sit down and listen to those subtle needs that they're not necessarily going to mention when they're staring at a camera on a call. I just last week was able to see one of my clients, and sitting across from her just at lunch in between the meetings, I was able to learn so much just about who they are, what their needs are, and beyond from a work perspective, even going into a personal life. Understanding this particular individual is actually getting married in the next 3 weeks, which is so exciting because I'm engaged, and all I can imagine is how stressed she must be. But I didn't know that. She's not going to send in an email that she's getting married. Why would she do that? But actually sitting there with her and hearing her say, I'm getting married in 21 days, it puts so much in perspective of me of, oh my gosh, I would be a nightmare, and I'm going to be a nightmare. When we're 21 days out from my wedding, I can only imagine the stress that this person is going through. And it really helped give me that social cue of, this is my partner. This is a partner that I've chosen, and she's been fantastic to me as well. And if I know that she's got this extra burden of stress, then I know for the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, it's not like I would ever drop the ball, but I certainly want to step it up for this person individually and be able to support her during this very stressful but very exciting time. And being able to have those in-person conversations, or whatever avenue you need to take in order to be able to have those more personal conversations, can really help build that relationship and make it so much stronger. So I've been in MarTech since I left college, and it is ever changing. It does not matter which sector you're in. I used to work for an MTA, and now looking at a different level of research, it's just, at the end of the day, it's almost all the same, because all the impacts and all the changes come down to all factors of this particular industry. And it seems like they change monthly, if not faster than that. So it can be really difficult to keep up with what is current. basic recommendation, if you will, you can always read articles. You can subscribe to some of the big, newsletters out there that can be tremendously helpful. But what I would say is, in my experience, those articles almost come out a little too late. And this is why it's so important to sit and talk with your clients. I feel like a lot of folks forget that when you have a client base, we're so focused on delivery, 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 making sure that they get what they want. We almost forget that it's a two-way street. And it's that, once again, going back into that relationship with the client, you have the freedom and you have this unbelievable tool in your belt that not only knows the issues that are coming down the pipeline, they've been dealing with them for probably months before you're ever going to actually see something hit in an article. So, using that relationship to better understand what's coming down the pipeline, asking them what their needs are on a regular cadence, not just understanding it at the beginning of the year, setting a goal and saying, okay, that's what we're doing, and ignoring everything else that comes up. But speaking with your clients and saying, what's changed? We just heard this I just read this, or I heard this, or I just heard this from another client. How is that impacting your business? And a lot of the times they'll go, oh my gosh, yes, we were just about to talk to you about that. We've got this coming up. It's amazing to me in my work how many times multiple clients will come to me with the exact same topic, the exact same week. So being able to speak to them on a regular cadence, asking them for their own updates on what keeps them up at night, will really keep you informed, in my opinion, even faster than some of those articles coming out. So looking forward, within the customer success team at Brand Metrics, I actually have some really exciting news. I am today and tomorrow going to my alma mater, and I'll be speaking with 5 different graduating classes, all within the marketing department, talking about brand metrics and offering a job opportunity. So this job opportunity will be up on the website as well. And of course, we'll post it on LinkedIn and everything. But I'm so excited. We are expanding the US customer success team. We're looking for a customer success analyst as we speak. I got a little carried away because I'm so excited. I even wrote out like a career timeline of like, here's when your promotions could likely come into play. Like if you hit these certain goals for the next 4 years, like I am just so excited to be able to give our customers more support. And that should be coming within the next, I would hope, like 2 to 3 months. What I am secondarily most excited for, because obviously my primary is going to be expanding my team, but what I am definitely super excited for from a company-wide perspective is Ravi's efforts with CTV. So I worked with the entertainment division at my last company, and I was on all of these different entertainment companies looking at movies, TV shows, all this kind of stuff. And when COVID hit, I was still working with quite a few of them, and they had to make the switch from, in-person physical copies, if you will, or even digital copies into PVOD. And which was just so interesting to see them have to try to launch a brand new movie when everyone's indoors and literally cannot leave their homes. So I actually helped launch the first 2 movies that ever did that. The first one totally blanks on in my mind, which is hilarious. But the second movie that did it successfully was Trolls. And it just skyrocketed in terms of revenue. So it's really interesting to see that, ever since that shift, there's been obviously copious amounts of individuals that have now run into streaming and run to streaming and are replacing their cable with streaming. It makes a lot of sense. We're all there. This is not news. But CTV has been this black box that no one's been able to crack and no one's been able to get into. And similarly to how at the time back in 2020, PVOD was this brand new black box that no one knew how to crack into. I was able to be at the forefront of that. I'm so excited to see us crack into CTV and actually be able to understand full measurement and closed loop measurement on this particular part of media that has evaded us for, in my opinion, far too long.